Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. It is January 3rd, and I'm here to do your daily energy check. We're using my deck today. I just felt called to do it. Felt called really because I've been wanting to discuss some things with you guys, but I'm still trying to figure out how to not word it, because I know what I want to say, but how best to get the message out there. So if I feel like in this reading, in any kind of way, I get the sense, the need, or the direction in which to take to best be able to deliver this message to you guys. Okay, so I already got the message. Communion with the divine. The keys. Rebuilding the holy temple. Ancient knowledge. Taltos, supernatural being. And that's by Anne Rice. God rest her soul. One of my favorite authors. Has passed on and progressed into the ethers and to spirit world realm. So many, many blessings upon her and her family. Lower world, Wonderland. Follow the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. No, I'm not going to pick too many of these cards. Caution, beware of the energy vampires. A dream deferred. What dream have you given up hope on? Dare to dream new dreams. I'm not going to pull too many of these cards because these readings get intense. I don't know how long you guys have been with me. I don't know how many videos you've seen, but whenever I pull out these bad boys, these videos get intense. So I'm just going to pull 3 more, and I'm going to keep it pushing into the tarot. So already I'm getting a clear message of something I've wanted to discuss. So today I want to discuss shadow, the garden. Get back to your roots. I wanted to discuss shadow and what shadow is and how we can work with shadow to bring about clarity and truth and revelation. So shadow is a term that is used in the spiritual world, not just to describe the shadow that you walk with, but that's another conversation, and I'm not really going to get into that one right now. But as far as shadow, when you hear this word in the spiritual realm, it's talking about all of your baser, lesser, lower world things. These are the things that you would leave behind, I guess, to best describe it. When the spirit ascends, there are many different parts of you, right, that make up the whole. Some of these baser, lower things need to be transmuted and purified and cleansed in order to ascend. They have to go through processes in which they are reassimilated into life, because energy is something that is, it cannot be destroyed, but it can be changed. So if I take this piece of paper that says the garden right here and I burn it up, it's no longer a piece of paper, it's now ash. So the energy of this thing has not been destroyed, it's just been changed from one thing to the next. Transfiguration, complete change of form or appearance into a more beautiful spiritual state, the body and the blood. So, yeah, I didn't even really realize that this was going to turn into this. Okay, so when we take this piece of paper and we burn it, as you know, in chemistry and alchemy, you change this piece of paper into something else, but you have not destroyed this piece of paper. When it comes to the baser aspects of man, humankind, when I say man, I mean humankind, we all have these aspects of ourselves that are more carnal, more, we'll call them natural, more animalistic. And then we have the supernatural aspect of ourselves. The keys to unlocking these truths, which is what shadow is, these hidden truths of the lower world, is, first of all, caution. I wanted to pause there for a minute because it's very important. First of all, caution. There are energy vampires within this realm of baser shadow aspects. We find them in all walks of life. We find them especially in the supernatural world. And they feed on those who have not done their shadow work. Ultimately, shadow work is cleansing yourself, becoming very comfortable with your darkness and your demons, and knowing who you are through and through. Earlier, I was thinking about a reading I did yesterday for the collective, and that reading came out being about love. I do these readings, they come out however they come out, and then I let the energy flow however it's going to flow. But it got me to thinking about the shadow aspects of someone wanting to rush in and charge in and bring some sort of offer to you, collective. Now, many of you may resonate with this, many of you may not. So it is what it is. And it could be just a few of you. But the point of the message, because in my readings, I really want you, I've gone from doing zodiac readings to collective readings because I feel like anybody can learn and grow from anything that I have to say. Because I feel like I learn and grow from anything and everything around me. I'm an avid reader, investigator, alchemist. These are parts of my shadow aspect. These are parts of my baser instincts that I have chosen to purify and transmute and transfigure because I've been through things in my life that have called me to do so. So the reason why I brought up this reading is because how many times have we gotten into relationships or situations with people where we thought that we were just passing the time? Maybe we didn't say it to the person. Maybe the person didn't say it to us. Maybe it was generally known, somehow expressed, but denied. This is shadow. Shadow hates to be exposed. Shadow hates to be brought to light. Shadow hates to be seen. So what does shadow do? Cling to the darkness. And the darkness is not a very comfortable place because there, the one thing that it wants is to be seen, is to be transmuted, is to be reintegrated. But it's the number one thing that it refuses to accept and to comply with, which is exposure. And they say that the Lord reveals, the devil exposes. Two sides, same coin. Or so many different things I could say, but I'm not going to go too deep. I just want you guys to understand that these readings that I do, these readings are from my heart, and they're for all of you. And I hope that any of you and all of you can take something from it. The energies in tarot are non-binary. They're genderless. They're formless. They have color, they have sound, they have pattern, they have, they take shape as we want to shape them. They start to make sense as we bring sense to them. They're archetypes. And we all can identify with archetypes. From time immemorial, they are this way for a reason. When we see the Empress card and we see the maternal aspects of the Empress card, that is something that is ingrained like a sign deep within us to be able to understand and recognize, oh, that is a mother. When we see the devil, we know that that is a toxic trait, a toxic quality, or an addiction, or something of that nature. We are able to assimilate that information. So why I brought up this reading was because when you think about relationships, there is one very important relationship that we all neglect, and that relationship is the one that we have with ourselves. And I don't want to say we all neglect, but for the most part, it's not something that's really discussed. It's something that's pushed to the side in favor of partnerships, which are great, but there is a partnership, not just the partnership with you and the divine, but the partnership you have with yourself. There are so many different aspects to self. And when you are a disintegrated self, you are a shadowy figure, a fraction of yourself, fracted, refracted, refracted, fractured over and over and over again. To really assimilate, to really reintegrate, to really transmute, transfigure, and bring yourself into alignment, you have to be willing to accept your faults, your flaws, your deceptions, your illusions, the things you tell yourself that are not real, the astral light that you continue to bend and shape, the archetype that you create out of yourself, out of your experiences, out of your life. So with that reading, I saw a Knight of Wands wanting to come into a situation and offer a message, a passionate message to someone. And that passionate message was about let's start over. And in that reading, I just kept saying, if this is for me, I don't want it, because I know I don't want it. But not to get off track, Is this person looking at this image that they've lost, or is it an archetype that they feel like they've lost? Do they feel like they've lost this intelligent individual, this Queen of Swords individual, this loving, nurturing individual? Or do they feel like they've lost aspects of themselves, aspects that they've failed to integrate, aspects of themselves that they feel like they could never aspire to, so they cling to the darkness? So when they cling to the darkness, they become like an energy vampire, narcissistic, toxic, breadcrumbing, shameful, and shameless. And this shadow aspect begs to have that one thing that can illuminate it, that one thing that can bring it back into alignment, communication with the divine. Becoming one with divine will. And allowing the divine to step in and to reintegrate the being, so that this being is not looking outside of themselves and saying, that person is who I want, who I deserve, and who I need, and who is for me. And what could have been, should have been something beautiful and pure becomes a codependency. And in that codependency, that person is fractured yet again. So, what is shadow work? Shadow work is recognizing imperfections as perfect ways of becoming whole. Now, thank you for letting me get into this little bit of shadow work introduction, because I hear people say shadow work all the time, and I hear people talk about shadow work all the time, and a lot of people will sell you a lot of things. A lot of people will tell you a lot of things. And as I continue to do these readings for you, I will be the first one to tell you, you don't need to pay people anything to do anything. And a lot of people will not want to hear that. Those who are selling you services and those who aren't selling you services, those who want you to believe them as gods, those who want you to believe them as gifted. You're psychic too. You can read cards too. You can see through bullshit too. You can do it all too. You were made for this. You were meant to be this. You were meant to have communication with the divine. You were meant to rebuild the holy temple. You were meant to do that. That's why you're here. Anybody who tries to sell you anything outside of that is a liar and is lying to you. Now, there are people such as myself who are guides. You may have the tools, you may think you know what to do, but we were put here specifically to be able to guide you. And in that guidance, you may have to pay somebody. So don't get me wrong. You may have to reach out to somebody. But what I'm saying is recognize a charlatan from the real deal. It gets harder and harder, especially nowadays, to recognize what that is. But you will know the devil by his fruits. The fruits that the devil produces will always enlighten the mind, but fail to free the soul, fail to free the man, fail to free the being, because there's no freedom in toxicity and addiction and codependency and narcissism and shadow. Shadow must be reintegrated and brought back into alignment. It is divine will. Watch what you say. Watch what you think. Your thoughts become things. Your words are powerful. I am here to tell you one of the most important things that many like me may or may not tell you a lot. I don't know. I don't want to become this person that's constantly telling people, don't listen to this person, listen to me. Don't listen to me, actually. Don't. Do what you want to do. I'm just here trying to tell you what I know. I didn't just start studying yesterday. I mean, I've been studying tarot cards since I was, 18. I apologize. 18. And astrology and the Bible and mysticism and magic and all sorts of religions and belief systems, and from the darkest sorts of magic to the lightest sorts of magic. And so I'm not telling you what you should think and what you should believe and who you should be, but what I am telling you is, don't buy into other people's delusions and fantasies and crap, because they have failed to do their shadow work and they feed off of you. And this being that I'm describing doesn't necessarily have to practice any form of magic. So you need to recognize the devil by their fruits, because what I see as magic, you may not see as magic. There are people who are very good with words, and they know how to manipulate sounds, and they know how to manipulate vibration in their voice, and they know how to call forth, to draw forth, to bring forth all sorts of manners of things, especially how to arise certain feelings within your body by causing disturbances and disruptions. So when someone is not themselves in alignment, they seek to bring you out of alignment. If that person is not feeling too good about themselves, they seek to bring you down as well. If that person is in misery, as they say, misery loves company, it is not the person, it is the energy, it is the frequency, it is shadow seeking the light. So a lot of you wonder why these people are returning back, these past relationships are returning back, there are chapters that need to be closed. You have the key to a new door that needs to be opened, and you need to walk through it. And the past should remain in the past. For me, especially, that's why I love talking about myself. I cannot talk about other people. I only know about my own experience. For me, I don't want any past relationships, whether that be mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, etc. Because I've been there, I've done that, and I know what is there. I've progressed, I've leveled up. Anybody coming back to me from that lower world, who counted me out, who thought I was nothing, who made me feel that way, who continued to teach me that way and grow me that way and show me that way, only sought to destroy me in that way, what it did was help me to transfigure, help me to transmute, help me to seek the light and the truth and the way. And the more they fought against me, the more I learned who I am, where I'm going, and why I'm here. So there's no reason to go backwards into a doorway that is sealed shut, that doesn't even exist anymore. Especially since now I know it was not them I needed to express in some way. So I projected in some way. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't honor myself. I didn't see myself. And so all of these different ways, these different aspects of shadow needed to be expressed in somehow, some way, some shape or form. And so they were projected onto others. And these others played these pivotal roles to push me and usher me into the new dimension that I am now in. Although I've been studying this stuff all of my life, it took forever for me to assimilate that sometimes people will look you dead in your face and tell you they love you, and they're lying. Some people will lie on your name. They'll tell people you've done things that they know that they've done. Some people will describe you in ways and make you out to be things that you're not. I've had it all. I've shouldered it all. I've buried it all, pretty much. All the burdens. So the goal of shadow work is self-mastery. To master the self is to be clear and truthful and honest with the self, because honesty is like the sword of the justice card, and truth go hand in hand with honesty. So when the heart is balanced on the scales at the end of ages, whenever that may be for me, because the apocalypse is now for each and every individual. It's not, if it is some specific day, I wouldn't know. I don't profess to know, but we're all living in a time where individually our apocalypse is now. Everything is now. There's only the present moment. So the truth and the justice of it all is reintegration, self-mastery. The shadow work must be done. It cannot be skipped in any way, shape, or form. So we want to talk about reincarnation. Well, this is what reincarnation is. Many people will tell you, I've read many books, many people will tell you that reincarnation is karma. Karma is this, that, and the third. That everybody has some sort of idea of what things are, and the universe doesn't care. The multiverse doesn't care. God doesn't care how we interpret things. If you got it right, you pass the level. If you get it wrong, you repeat the level. It is what it is. So shadow work will be done. It must be done. There is no escaping it. You must master yourself. That is my message for you guys for this morning. I am still going to pull some tarot cards, but I'm going to make another video because this this went a little left, only because I really felt called to really bring out these cards and to talk about this this thing that's been prominent in my mind for a very long time. So thank you for spending your 20 minutes with me and allowing me to speak to you and bring to you this message today, collective. Look out for the tarot reading that I will be posting as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you resonated with this message. And if you did, click like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I appreciate all of you, and I love all of you. Bye-bye.